Alright, so I've looked at a million videos on how to make my own ice cream, and I've done about 20 of them, so I'm taking the best out of all the 20, and I just kind of made my own. So this is how I make probably the best chocolate ice cream you'll ever have. So to start off, first of all, you need 2 cups of whole milk and 2 cups of heavy cream, and you need 6 egg yolks. So the first thing is you got the milk and the heavy cream, Nutella. Just take a big old spoonful, drop it in there, and I get the temperature to a medium-high heat. With that, I'm going to do about a half a cup of dark chocolate, Hershey's cocoa powder, whatever you want to use. I use dark chocolate because there's a lot of sugar that goes into this, so that's about a half cup. I'll throw that in there, let this heat up. I'll stir. That'll dissolve in a minute. I'll put this. Leave it there for a second. Alright, you're going to add about a cup and a half of sugar to the egg yolks. Once I had to get a fork. So you're going to take the cup and a half of sugar into the egg yolks and just stir it up. The problem with making your own ice cream is that it is a messy job here. So you see how dark orange the egg yolk and the sugar is? Just keep mixing it and turn it to a very light yellow. And that's what you want. This camera in my head is probably shaking like crazy. Okay, let's start to lighten up a little bit. Take a break. Alright, this I just got a what they call a candy thermometer, and if you look at it, I don't know if you can see it on here, it actually tells you what temperature to cook crack, which is weird to me, but hey, I don't judge. Alright, and if you don't have a thermometer in here, once it starts like really smoking, you don't want it to simmer. Right when you see a couple bubbles is when you want to take it off the heat. So don't worry too much about having a thermometer. I just happen to have one. That's already starting to dissolve. So this is going to get up to about 160, 165 degrees, and I'm going to take it off the heat. I'm going to add my eggs. See, yeah, it's a messy job. What are we at? 71 degrees. Now we get back to mixing. That's a nice light yellow color now, so that's perfect. Alright, I'm going to add a splash of vanilla. I don't really measure too much out. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to add a little bit of Kahlua to it. Actually tastes real good with the Kahlua. I added brandy once, and I added too much by accident. And when you ate the ice cream, it burned a little bit, like you took a shot of brandy. It was pretty funny. Now, I didn't realize it at first because it wasn't really freezing. It was freezing, but it was really... It was a little bit more than a soft serve. I'm like, why isn't this freezing? Turns out I put too much brandy in it. It was actually kind of funny. It tasted pretty good. My wife liked it. And you just kind of want to keep stirring this. You don't want the bottom of the pan to get scorched or anything. But yeah, that's dissolving pretty good already. So we're about halfway there. And I'm forgetting something. Yep. I always forget the pinch of salt. See, I've done it without the pinch of salt, and for some reason, a pinch of salt tastes better. I don't know why. It just doesn't taste salty, it just tastes better. I haven't figured that one out yet. Alright, so we're at 83 degrees, and I'm going to pause it. And when it comes up to about 160, I'll come back. Alright, so we're at about 160 degrees, and there's still little chunks of the cocoa powder in there, so you don't have to worry about it too much, because it'll still blend in probably by the end, but I just usually blast it with a blender like this. There you go, no more chunks. Alright, so now you're going to want to temper the eggs, so you take a little bit of the hot mixture here, put it into the cold, mix it in. So the reason you do this is because you don't want the egg yolks to get shocked going right into there and just cooking instantly. You don't want the egg yolks to cook. So the trick is just keep on adding the hot mixture into the cold mixture until it gets pretty much the same temperature. You don't have to go too crazy with it, but you know you're there when it's pretty much soupy. Try to get it all mixed in. I think that should be good. The temperature at 66. Don't want it to get too hot. 67. It's going to go right down when I dump this in. I think we're good. Right in there. Alright. Alright, now it's down to 53 to 54. Alright, turn this back up to medium low. And you want to take it off the heat when it hits. Right now I'm starting this down to the 40s, 140s. So you want to take this off the heat before it hits 170, or try your best to take it off before it hits between 165 and 170. Usually happens pretty quick. Just stir it every once in a while, and yeah, I'll be back when it hits about 160. All right, it's at 166 now, so that's fine. All right, so take this off. Alright, so I'm going to strain it in here. The reason why you strain it is because maybe some of the egg yolk's cooked and you don't want that in your regular ice cream. I think this is going to be pretty good, but I think I mixed it good enough, but we'll see. Oh yeah, that was good. Maybe a tiny bit, but that's perfectly fine. Alright, so I'm going to stick this in the... Actually, I'm going to stick this in the freezer because it's still pretty early. But yeah, you stick it in the refrigerator or the freezer, and you wait till it gets like in the low 50 degrees to high 40s, and then you put it in the ice cream maker. And yeah, people say to cover it. I don't cover it. People go, oh, you're supposed to cover it because you're going to get that like pudding skin on top of it. I don't care. I'm just going to strain it again before I put it in. I find that if you cover it, then the steam that's coming out, the water is going to go back into it, and you're going to end up with little ice crystals. And I don't like that shit. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to put it back in the freezer. And when it's done, when it's up to temperature, I'll take it out and we'll make the actual ice cream in the ice cream maker. Alright, so this has been in the fridge for probably about 5 hours. I got busy. So we'll check the temperature. I don't know if you can see it. It's in the, gonna be in the low 50s, high 40s, so that's good enough. All right, we're gonna, so the I get the KitchenAid ice cream maker. If you got one, just leave this in the freezer for a couple of days at least. Well, at least 24 hours, but a couple of days is better. The longer you leave it in, the better. Pour the ice cream on in here. There's no real way to attach this thing. It's kind of, you just kind of put the fat end towards the fat end and hold it there. Drop it in, lock it down, and there we go. Alright, so I'm going to let this go until the ice cream like rises about halfway. Then I'm going to add some other stuff to it. Alright, so this has risen up about halfway now. And so I'm going to add some chopped walnuts, some chocolate chips, and some bananas. So this is important. If you go to add stuff like this, make sure you put it in the freezer because you don't want to put anything warm in here. You don't want to drop the temperature. So all these have been in the freezer for a long time. They're always in the freezer. Nuts, chocolate chips. Alright, I'll put those back in the freezer when I'm done. Alright, I'm going to wait a little bit. I might actually put the bananas in at the very end because once this freezes even more, it's going to lose a lot of room in there because it's going to rise way up. No. But you ate through the screen now to put cast iron there. You're not going outside right now. I'm tired of you. You're fighting freaking raccoons all the time. You can't be fighting raccoons. So this is almost done. I might have some room for some bananas in here. If not, I'll just wait till the very end and mix it in by hand. I think I got it. Let that mix in for a sec. It's just about done. Oh, well, maybe I've made a mistake. I can't make one video without making some stupid mistake. That, damn it. Alright, well, this is done. Alright, so now for the messy pot. Just transferring all of this, getting all the ice cream off of here, put it into there. Alright, very back. Alright, so here it is. Ice cream's great. It actually has like a chewy texture to it. It's probably some of the best ice cream you'll ever eat, but it does make a mess. But yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, you just put it in the freezer for a few more hours, let it really firm up, and you can eat it like this too. I'm going to fight myself from eating it. Well, alright, world's best chocolate ice cream. You're welcome.